The Earth's temperature is rising. This is not a future prediction, but a present reality. Since the late 19th century, the planet's average surface temperature has increased by about 1 degree Celsius, or 2 degrees Fahrenheit. This warming trend, driven largely by human activities like burning fossil fuels, is altering our climate system in profound ways. One of the most noticeable and concerning consequences of this warming is the increase in extreme weather events, particularly heat waves. These prolonged periods of excessively high temperatures are becoming more frequent, more intense, and longer in duration. They pose significant threats to human health, ecosystems, and infrastructure around the world. The scientific consensus is clear: human activities are the dominant cause of observed warming since the mid-20th century. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the leading international body for the assessment of climate change, has concluded with over 95% certainty that human influence has been the dominant cause of the observed warming since the mid-20th century. The consequences of inaction are dire. We are at a critical juncture where we must act decisively to mitigate climate change and adapt to its unavoidable impacts. The future of our planet and the well-being of generations to come depends on the choices we make today.
Section 4. A World on Fire. Recent heat waves. Paint a stark picture. In recent years, we've witnessed a surge in extreme heat events around the world, serving as stark reminders of the escalating climate crisis. In 2021, the Pacific Northwest of North America experienced an unprecedented heat wave, with temperatures soaring to record highs. The heat dome, a stagnant area of high pressure, trapped heat over the region, leading to widespread wildfires, infrastructure damage, and hundreds of deaths. In 2022, Europe was scorched by its hottest summer on record, marked by intense heat waves, droughts, and wildfires. The heat wave exacerbated existing drought conditions, drying out vegetation, and creating tinderbox conditions that fueled massive wildfires, particularly in Portugal, Spain, and France. These are just a few examples of the devastating heat waves that have ravaged different parts of the world in recent years. As global temperatures continue to rise, we can expect these extreme heat events to become more frequent, intense, and widespread, posing unprecedented challenges to human societies and ecosystems.
Section 5. Beating the heat strategies for a cooler future. The urgency of the climate crisis demands immediate and collective action to mitigate its worst impacts. Transitioning to a low-carbon economy is paramount. This requires a rapid shift away from fossil fuels towards renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and geothermal. Investing in energy efficiency measures is crucial to reducing our overall energy demand. This includes improving building insulation, promoting energy-efficient appliances, and encouraging sustainable transportation options. Adapting to the unavoidable impacts of climate change is equally important. This includes developing heat action plans to protect vulnerable populations during extreme heat events, implementing drought-resistant agricultural practices, and designing infrastructure that can withstand extreme temperatures.
Section 6. Our collective responsibility, turning down the heat. Addressing the climate crisis is not just a scientific or political issue. It's a moral imperative. We have a responsibility to future generations to leave behind a planet that is habitable and thriving. The choices we make today will determine the course of our planet's future. We need to hold our leaders accountable for enacting bold climate policies. We need to demand investments in clean energy, sustainable infrastructure, and climate resilience measures. We need to make conscious choices in our daily lives to reduce our own carbon footprints. The fight against climate change is a collective endeavor that requires global cooperation, innovation, and a shared commitment to safeguarding our planet for future generations. By working together, we can create a cooler, more sustainable future for all.